Legends Lounge, presented by Booking.com. Welcome guys to a very special episode of Legends Lounge. I'm flying solo today, but don't worry. We've got two incredible guests with us. When I say incredible, I mean the Cristiano Ronaldo and the Lionel Messi of Hollywood. That's right. I'm referring to Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Now listen, before we start, I have to kind of get from you guys, which one of you is Cristiano and which one of you is Lionel Messi?
I'll put my hand up first.
Okay, go ahead. Who are you? This will go well for you.
Ronaldo is obviously Ronaldo. Just in terms of followers. Just in terms of owning the social media space. It's clear.
God, you are the Hugh Jackman of professional football. That's who you are.
So what are you guys doing in Germany? I mean, obviously you like football.
We came and played ping pong against you, really.
Yeah, we really
That's what we came for.
Well, we were talking about
We heard you talking some smack about no one can beat you, and I'm like,
well, the competitive spirit's still there, man.
Yeah, it really is.
It is just there. So who are you supporting before I even go anywhere? Because this is going to define how we kind of go through this interview. The mood could change.
Actually, that's honest. We're both supporting England.
I have an English passport. Now I'm Australian, so it's weird because we love to beat England at absolutely everything. But I just don't think I can go to England anymore and hear about 1966. We need to find something.
We're the same.
Yes.
We're the same.
Like during my lifetime.
Agree.
It's like a cloud.
I'd also like to not hear about the 80s anymore over there. Right. Like, get it. You were into music and you did some stuff, but we all moved on now.
So Hugh, just before we go into talking about in more depth about what you're doing here, but I saw you at a game, Crystal Palace versus Liverpool.
That's right.
Last season.
Wow.
Do me a favour and tell me you're not supporting Liverpool.
I'm not.
Good. Oh, thank goodness for that. That was one of the biggest things on this list of questions that I had.
But you may not like who I'm supporting for. Well, actually, generally people don't mind this when I say, because it's not threatening. Norwich City.
Why every time?
Yeah, everyone looks at me like, what?
So nothing-key, like it's just they're a non-event.
Oh, wow, man.
Why?
Yeah, all the letters in its name are silent. It's not even.
Let's talk about darts.
No, we can't. There's a score.
I didn't see that board with you at the bottom there. Sorry.
There you go.
Well, we haven't got enough time to play darts, so you can get your score on there.
I mean, even Roman's beating you. Really?
Yeah, wow.
Abramovich? Come on.
Oh, Lord, yeah, right.
I wouldn't mind having him on there, actually. But he could probably throw a dart
I
better
want to
than
be
me.
Stuart Pearce when I grow up.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, look at that. 167? Please.
He was good. He didn't go to school, obviously.
No, I wasn't. That's not an IQ. I mean, that's a score and a half, right? He's got a hell of a...
But Ryan, listen, Wrexham.
Yes, sir.
I mean, listen, I have huge respect for what you've done.
How much respect are you willing to relocate? And
in what capacity am I? Are you looking for me to kind of be recruited?
I think
I can't play no more.
Why not? What? Come on.
No, I can't play no more, man.
No,
Really?
Fine.
But I'd help you off the pitch. I'd help you, man.
I could use some of that too.
I don't think you're doing all right. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Wrexham's been honestly, it's been, aside from a serious answer here, aside from my family, it has been the greatest love of my life.
Has it?
Unexpectedly so. I really didn't.
Well, give us a couple of. Have you got any anecdotes to give us that have been like some exciting moments or funny moments?
Oh, I mean, they never stop. I mean, Wrexham is sort of, for some reason, everything comes down to the wire over there. Everything happens in the last 2 seconds of a match. I mean, I've never seen kind of jubilation and explosive emotion like I have in Wrexham. But then, so much more of it has to do with the city and the town in and of itself. I mean, just the fact that it's kind of held up a mirror to the rest of the world, where you have a lot of towns that have felt a little invisible and kind of like a flyover on some level, and they feel like Wrexham is holding up a mirror to them, in as much as the fact that everybody on earth has a story to tell. And there's something so heartbreaking and beautiful about the story that's coming out of Wrexham, and this idea that, when we got there, there was this why me? Why us? And nothing good happens
I
to
said
us.
that as well, I've got to be honest. Why Wrexham? What the hell are you doing there? Why did you go there?
And it took a very short, and admittedly, when I first started this thing, I had no idea. I was a little fake it till you make it. And then I was just like, take it, I couldn't stop.
Was a documentary like a plan beforehand, or did you kind of fall on it in terms of like the PR, the market, and how it's exploded now? Yeah,
the documentary was always part of a business model, really, just to help grow the club. In a way that could be sustainable and happen at a pace that actually makes sense. The thing is it's all happened so much faster than we'd ever imagined. I mean, being promoted 2 years in a row is an amazing thing, but it's also, the reason that I'm 90% ulcers
Stress.
I
reckon
mean,
when I
it's-
see you in about 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
you might have a little bit less hair, or it might be white.
Oh no! This is mostly hair dye and a ton of plastic surgery, of course. And you know, I'm actually all that, and I'm 18 years old. It's that stressful. This is an 18-year-old right here. Yeah, Hugh is actually 91, but look at
Looks
that.
amazing.
Ozzy doesn't
I
crack.
got to tell you,
No.
going to a Wrexham game, which was one of the great highlights for me with him, and we were walking around, and it really mirrored my relationship with Ray, because I could see in the eyes of people going, I really thought you were a but you're actually a good guy. And on a massive level.
Oh my God! Right?
Yeah.
Like what you want to do is you want to under-promise and over-deliver, Jackman, and that is what we're doing.
Even when you're preparing for roles, I mean, both of you are in great shape, okay? When you're preparing for this role, like, some of the stuff I see that you was doing is like, that's more than us footballers have to do.
He's
Like,
a beast.
Well,
He's
I
a
don't know
beast.
about that, but
you an animal in the gym.
you gotta go for it.
Yeah?
No, I had him
particularly
tested for
playing this
rabies the first time I saw him down there. I was like, "You're testing this guy."
I do turn into another guy, that's for sure, when I train. But I don't know, there's sort of this unwritten contract with the audience, and we have with each other. We give absolutely everything, we go for it. And yeah, I'm a 55-year-old guy pretending to be 35.
No,
So, yeah.
not pretending. I mean, I was there. I've seen the stunts he's doing. There are fight sequences where there is not one shot where it's a double or a stunty.
See,
No,
that's the type of shit I'd love to come and watch. Seeing you in action behind the scenes.
I'm not making a joke either, but like his history of dance is part of that. Like he'll watch a choreography. These stunt guys will do like the shit. Here's what it's going to look like, and you'll see him like a computer map it all out, make his own changes, and do it one time flawless. It's bonkers.
Also in this movie, there's stuff. I mean, I've done this for 24 years, and this is my 10th movie playing Wolverine, and this is my favorite of them all, and it's so much fun. But the action I did in this, I can't give it away, but it's different than anything else. Yeah.
I mean, the Wolverine, a lot of people don't know, is the largest member of the Weasel family.
It's begun.
By the way, that story going nowhere just needed to be said.
Yeah.
Largest member of the Weasel
That
family.
was just a hurtful segue.
Yep.
There was
Yep.
no- there
Yeah,
wasn't
there
even-
wasn't
it
even a
was lazy.
segue. No,
Wasn't
straight
even a
off a
segue.
cliff. This takes you back to the change room a little bit. This is what we were like as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Constant jousting.
It's a love language.
Yeah,
Yes,
taking the mick.
it is.
Yeah, you know, you hug each other until you love it means
We-
definitely they hate you.
We've been friends for 17 years now, and now obviously the fans of these characters have wanted them together forever. But for us, it was also that same trip. I mean, I'm a fanboy of that world, and for Deadpool and Wolverine to enter the MCU in this context, and with the amount of surprises that they allowed us to plug into this movie, it's been unbelievable. I mean, I've been writing this film for 2.5 years now, I think, and it never stops. Like
So when you're writing, just interestingly, when you're writing a movie that's 2.5 years taking, is it really like on-off because you're so busy with other stuff?
Well, I
or
have
do you
co-writers, which is
Okay.
so we're all trading off different chunks and we write over each other. But no, it's pretty full on.
There's no op.
Yeah,
Even if he's doing another project, he's fully on with this, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. The work ethic is incredible. They literally had to, him and Sean, the director, they had to wrestle the film out of their hands about a week ago.
A week and a half ago,
Right.
I was weirdly depressed. I was the most depressed I've been in a long time. I really was, because there's a reason it's been 6 years since I've even done one of these, because it just swallows my life. Like and I have 4 kids and a wife, and I actually like those people. So I really, I like to be home with this. So it's been tough on that one. I'm not complaining, but it's been tough on that level. But it's just a labor, and to do it with this guy who's been one of my closest friends for almost 2 decades now was just, I couldn't believe how lucky we got.
But to be great at anything, I think that you're always the common denominator when you hear people talking who are great in whatever industry it is. That work ethic is always like essential. And
Yeah, it's a little it's a little bit more like a disease, though. You
yeah,
kind of
obsession.
like it. Yeah, it's a little bit.
And you were talking about the changing room, like when you're working with a great mate, it's great mates, not just when you're like, oh, well done, it's when you can push each other too. You must have had that too. Like,
Yeah,
and it's
definitely.
not always like you have to push each other, you have to say the uncomfortable thing.
Yeah, you got to
have to-
enjoy uncomfortable conversations as well. And,
Right.
and
Oh
like,
yeah,
because
we've
you
never
meet
had a
them.
comfortable conversation. Not one, ever.
Have you
Thinking that
seen the
you've got
play
that.
Dear England? Did you see it yet? It was all about sort of Gareth Southgate
Yeah,
and the whole...
I didn't get to see it because it closed before I was kind of busy like you guys, and then didn't get to go around.
It's so
I've
good.
heard amazing things about it.
It gives you a glimpse in behind what it's like, and Gareth Southgate and his whole sort of process and changing the whole
Stage show?
culture. Yeah, it's a stage show.
yeah.
And so I'm kind of interested what your point of view is now. England camp going into the semi-finals, are they fearless at this point, or does the tension ramp up? How do they get through that?
Yeah, and how do you feel when you watch?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
harder
that.
watching. I'm watching the penalty shootout, like I am all over the place, sweating. And in the game, I love these moments. It's hard, the pressure's on, but you kind of like embrace these challenges. And I think there's never fear, there is nerves. And I think without nerves, you probably shouldn't be there.
Right.
Yep.
It's good to have a good amount of nerves, but then it's controlling that and don't let it spill over to fear. And I think this England squad have got good experience. I think 3 semi-finals now in 4 tournaments.
Right.
So they're used to getting to this stage, and Gareth has played a huge part in creating that environment. But we've got, I think, the best squad now left in the tournament. And I said before, balls kick, we'll win. I think we'll win it because the mentality of these boys, and they're a resilient bunch.
They're resilient, right?
Yeah, they
So
really
they're getting
counts
some
for a lot.
criticism early on, right?
Yeah, and they were getting all of that, and that's fine. But they use that as fuel.
Yeah.
All of that kind of negative energy from the media, from people like myself, picking apart the tactics, etc. They just kind of went siege mentality, and kind of went right. We're gonna.
Sometimes that galvanizes
it's
a group
perfect.
as well when you have that sort of
We used to
pressure.
do that all the time.
Yeah,
I want
of
you
course.
guys to. We've got a spin the wheel game we've
Okay.
been playing with all the guys that have come through. There's some crazy stuff in it. I'll gear it towards you guys. It's really football orientated, but I'm going to gear it towards you guys. Spin the wheel, and we'll go from there.
I think you should do it because I know it'll end on something horrible for me.
Impression.
Impression. Can you do an impression of anybody?
Not really.
On that, no.
Looks like an ordinary backyard there, but it's a variable breeding ground for vicious snakes.
Yes, in McKellen, I can do a little bit of those.
Ooh, that's good.
Xavier.
That is very
Okay,
good.
I like that. I'm going to go one more. Last photo in your phone book. Or in your phone, sorry.
That'll be of this jackass. I just took it outside, I think.
I'm guessing it's a picture of yourself. Oh, it is. Oh, and I'm in it too.
And you're in
right.
it too.
Yeah.
There he is.
Can you show that to the
There we
camera?
are.
That's the same one. I took the same
Yeah.
one in
Wow.
front of you.
Hugh
Yeah.
is
I like that
explaining
confidence.
who Brandon is for the Brandenburg Gate. I don't think that's exactly the history of that, but
The Berg family.
Yeah, he's a big fan
They're
of
very
Brandon,
famous.
and I don't think he hit the mark on that one.
Do you know, can I ask you one question before you go? Ryan, I'm in my prime now as a player.
Yes, you are. And a very, may I say, handsome man.
Oh, thank you, I'll take that. But I'm in my prime now as a player. I feel like I'm about 26 in my prime, ready to come and play for Wrexham. I want to just see and just get into the world of how you'd pitch me to come to your team as a
Really
captain.
great. Actually, that is a really great question, and it's always leading with. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's always just leading with honesty. And like I talk to every single potential signing that we have. In fact, just today I talked to a new guy. We had George Dobson who just signed, and you just want them to feel like you have their back and that you were setting them up to win. You want to make sure that they also understand, like, I am not going to make football decisions. I'm going to make storytelling decisions about this club and how and its history and its future. But really, really instilling in them a belief in their ability and backing them in terms of whatever it is that they want to do outside of football, because that's just as important. Like, what is your plan for your family? Do you have a brand?
Wow,
do you have
that-
something? And these are things that are increasingly important in
That is
2024.
so different to the ecosystem of football that I grew up in and that is there now. So
Yeah,
you guys are coming at a different angle, and you guys are going to get players that other people can't get, because if you're adding layers like that onto it, where you're helping players.
I think it's important though, because like everybody starts thinking. Like I've always had a bit of a scarcity idea of show business. This could be my last job. You always think it's your last job, and I'm sure that footballers, when you're basically your bread and butter is based on a very specific and highly prized skill set. You have to also think, what else can I do? Should I, I have a family. I've always.
But you know the football ecosystem frowned upon that. You're here to play football. Do not think about anything else.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so you're kind of chipping away at
Yeah.
a history that didn't kind of embrace that. So I'm all for that. I love that.
Isn't that sort of like telling an 18-year-old, don't think about losing your virginity?
What a way to finish. What an analogy that is.
I feel like they're probably thinking about it. Also, probably 18 is a little late there. But look, I was a late bloomer. I was in my 30s, and dreams really do come true.
Well, listen, guys.
I'm an assistant.
You're any day now, buddy.
Because I think he forgot to tell you there will be a ping pong table there at your disposal and a boatload of cash. Rio.
There will.
That's all. That's
My
everything.
favorite photo from the
That's an
Deadpool
incentive
and
for
Wolverine
me.
set is us playing ping pong.
Is it?
Yeah,
I'm going
table
to come on
tennis
set
against
then.
you.
I'm coming on set to play you
Please.
guys. The Roger
Come on,
Federer
please.
backhander will just come out naturally.
Yes.
You will come on set, and all you need to commit to is just a solid 15 minutes at the end of every game for Wrexham.
Yeah.
You don't play the whole thing.
Wear
Whatever you feel.
I can play in these. I'll play in the
You won't
slippers.
even get out of breath. You can play in Ugg boots. I don't care. Yeah.
All right, good man.
Thank you.
Who's going to win this, guys, before you go?
England.
I think England's going to win.
Who are England going to
Really
play in the
do.
final?
I think
France.
Spain are the
Spain,
better
yes.
football team,
But I think
France have the grit and the resilience to get there, and that will be England-France final. And the score will be England 2, France 0.
Whoa.
You heard it here
You
first,
heard it
guys.
first.
Yeah.
This is from Rio, at the bottom of the darts pool.
76, guys.
Listen, guys, appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Ryan. And good luck.
What a
Thank you
pleasure to
so
see
much.
you,
Yeah,
man.
Pleasure to see
I
you,
told you
man.
I'm a fan. You're awesome.